It's a rainbow! Wow, look at that! It's a rainbow!
Yeah.
There we go, that's perfect. Welcome back to Life with the Bridges. In this video, I cook a slow-cooked Moroccan lamb on the barbecue. I continue on with some more exciting projects in Bridge Bar and Grill. We have an unexpected chat with our new consultant at Great Ormond Street Hospital, and let's just say, the conversation we had really took its toll on me. So stick around for another video here at Life with the Bridges. This week I'm cooking up a Moroccan slow cook pulled lamb with some Moroccan style potatoes. In terms of this leg of lamb and the potatoes, I'm going to be doing that all from scratch. So the leg of lamb is purely getting marinated today overnight, and then I will be cooking it all as of tomorrow. So a bit of preparation. First up, it is time to make this marinade.
Things that weren't broken, misunderstandings, words unspoken, we fall apart, and I won't dare to say, do you feel the same way? Maybe you don't want to know, but you don't see what you have in front of you, or maybe I'm not enough for you.
With the marinade done, and wow, it smells incredible. Time to prepare this lamb.
Cause I don't wanna waste my time. If we don't feel the same way, then don't pretend that everything's okay.
That is that lamb leg all wrapped up. See you in 24 hours. So today I am cooking off that lamb leg that I marinated yesterday in the fridge for 24 hours. It is going to be about a 7-8 hour cook, and I'm buzzing for it. Hopefully I have less dramas with the barbecue than last time. Let's get on with this cook. Time to light the barbecue. While that's coming up to temperature, time to go and sort this lamb out. Oh, here she is, the old boy. Don't you love a good old slap of the meat? Anyway, I need somewhere to put this. Actually, that leads me on to another project that I'm looking at doing. I've got nowhere to put anything. I need a little table. So I bought some nice live edge oak and a couple of brackets, and I'm going to be creating a little table here. You'll have to stay tuned to see that one. Time to get the cling film off this, wait for that up to temperature, and get him on. The plan is I'm going to take this to about 160, pull it off, create a foil boat so it sits there, create a nice good bark on top of this, and then take it to about 2 to 204, take it off, put it in the cooler, rest it for about an hour, and then pull it like you would do a pulled pork. And yeah, let's see how this one goes. This is my makeshift table for today, until I can create the table over there that I just spoke about. Gloves. One of the very few positives or benefits of having Teddy's journey is the complimentary gloves you get. Time to get these hands dirty. See you in 7 hours. And I'll just let it do its thing. Another little annoyance I've found whilst cooking on here is that the wind comes all the way down this alleyway, and yeah, can sometimes affect the cook, because obviously the different amounts of wind that go into the bottom vent can obviously speed up your cook. So I've come up with a little bit of a plan to put a small door to stop the wind kind of coming in, but I don't want it just to look like that. So I'm actually going to create almost like a feature wall there on this piece of wood. So I'm going to put a trim around the edge, and then cut up lots of little bits of logs and put it all down, so it almost looks like a feature log wall that can be stored away, so I can still access the alleyway, but also comes in and serves a purpose as and when I'm cooking. Time to start this project.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. side by side, our fears are done.
So there you have a better understanding of what I'm kind of striving for. And then I'm just going to get a load of cross-section bits of wood and glue them all up to here. So it looks like a stacked load of logs, and then that will be the little feature wall. But next up I need to dry all this wood down and then cut a load of tiny bits of wood and chop it up, and yeah, this bit's going to be the long bit. Teddy's gone down for a nap, so I've got time. The cook's still doing really well, sitting at bang on 300, so let's keep cracking on. These are all the bits of wood that I'm going to be chopping up into about 1.5 inch segments to slot and stick there. Let's get chopping.
You and I can weather any storm before I sleep. Hear the crickets.
Finally, after blistered hands and all the rest of it, I think I've got enough wood. And now it is time to paint these edges black. Time for painting. I'm fully aware that this is one of those projects that people are probably sitting there going, what on earth is he doing? But it's one of those projects that will kind of come together right at the last minute, and I hope you guys will go, I kind of understand why he's putting all that effort in now. I'm hoping that is the case, and if not, then wasted Saturday. We are at a stage now where we need to wrap this in a foil boat. For anyone that doesn't know what a foil boat is, it's similar to me, because I didn't know about what a foil boat is. Of course. Good job I got more. Yeah, anyone that doesn't know what a foil boat is, it's basically a boat made out of foil. It kind of catches all the juices whilst leaving the top of the meat exposed to increase the bark on it, which is a barbecue terminology. Best I get making a boat. That smells unbelievable. It looks pretty boat-like, doesn't it? I don't know, does it? Back on. Yeah, apparently the whole point of a boat is it protects the bottom of the meat so it doesn't just get obliterated by the heat over 6-7 hours, but also catches the juices so it sits in its nice moisture, but also allows the bark to keep creating on the top. Some useless facts for you there. Anyone that cares about barbecuing will know. Anyone that doesn't care about barbecuing will think I'm an absolute idiot. Whatevs. But that's going to carry on cooking. So I managed to get a little wind block painted. Tomorrow I will stick in all of the wood and then put it into place there. All showered. I stopped about a couple of hours ago now just to go and spend some time with Teddy, and yeah, it's a very productive day. Kate's done a lot of cleaning downstairs. We've deep cleaned the whole house just because obviously we just don't know what the next few weeks are going to bring with Teddy's results, so we wanted to leave the house completely clean just so yeah, it's not a mess. Not that it is a mess, but in terms of a deep clean. So yeah, but all is well. But another maybe hour on that cook, and then I'm going to wrap it and then put it in its cooler and let it cool for an hour, and then get onto these Moroccan spiced potatoes. I'm about to go and pull it off the barbecue, wrap it in some towels and put it in the cooler just to rest for an hour, just to kind of sweat and further break down those fats. And then I'm going to pull it, in which time I'm going to be doing my potatoes and a little bit of garnish of pistachios, which is just one of our favourite nuts. And yeah, time to go and get the lamb. No, I keep banging on about this, but the smell of this is just phenomenal. Right, that now rests. Time to pause dinner, as we've got to put the cub to bed. Cub in bed, time to blanch these potatoes. see how this lamb's come out. Wow. This is the test. Does the bone come straight out? Taste test. Oh my god. It tastes like tandoori lamb. Woof. And there we have it, slow cooked Moroccan spice lamb, and I'll put a link in the description below with the recipe I followed, as it's an absolute corker. Faster! Go! Say faster! How's that? Thumbs up! Again? Faster! Give me up, horsey! So I'm going to start this and hopefully get it in place today. So that is that project signed and finished. I've got a couple more projects that I'm going to be doing in my spare time this week. But our plan for this week as well is on Tuesday, we are actually heading up to London for an overnight stay because we are going to make the most out of going up to have the procedure on Wednesday by going up on Tuesday. And we're going to take Teddy to London Zoo. It's something that we've wanted to do for a long time, and we never know what's around the corner. So it's something that we won't be able to let ourselves live with if we are not able to take him. So it makes sense to go up on Tuesday, head to London Zoo, stay overnight, and then we haven't got that early morning get up. For now, I'm going to finish off this project. Right, it is all in place. Time to glue it all down. And there we have it. Most time-consuming, blister-creating wind block ever built. Time to go and hang this door, or wind deflector. Just as a wobble test. They're not going anywhere. Looking good. Putting some locks in place to keep it in place. Does the lock go in? Or have I drilled a hole in the wrong place? She's in. She's in. That, ladies and gentlemen, is my wind stopper. What a load of effort that was, but I think it looks pretty good. That will stop that wind coming around that corner and hitting that barbecue. And I'm also putting some shelves up here, which stop it blowing all the bits off the shelves. You got your crisps in your trolley? Oh man, good boy. Well done, darling. This way? Yeah. Where are you going? But what's that way? Willow's behind you. Yeah. You gonna say hello? Yeah. It's probably the campest wave I've ever seen in my life. Just got camper, even camper. You're funny. Should we show everyone you're walking? Come on then. Say excuse me, Willow. Say excuse me. Good boy, Willow. What'd you say? Yes. Quick crisp. Come on then. No time for snacking. We've got walking to do. You can. Come on then. That's it. Turn it. Good boy. I know what Teddy's getting for his birthday. Some WD-40 for those wheels. Off you go. Crisps?
Yeah.
Where did you leave them? You left them in your trolley. You're gonna go and get them?
Yeah.
Good boy.
Papa.
Teddy, your trolley's the other way, mate. It's the other way, Doody. It's in the hallway. This way, around the corner. There they are. You literally just had one crisp. Why don't you bring the bowl in, Teddy? Because in about 10 seconds, you're going to ask for more crisps. You're going to bring the bowl in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Teddy, bring the bowl. Bring your bowl of crisps.
Yeah. Yes.
Bring the bowl.
Yeah.
Willow's face says it all. So funny, a little piss taker. He says Ned for red. And I said, no, it's a red. And now every time I do it, he goes red. You taking the mickey out of me? Red. Can you say red? Ned. We're doing your teeth. Go on then. Okay. Brush all those crispies away.
Daddy.
Yes, darling. That's it. Good boy. How much brushing's actually going on there, or are you just... You didn't even brush one tooth.
No.
You have to brush your teeth before you have more. Brush all those crispies away.
Help.
What do you need help with? And Daddy to help you brush your teeth? Go brush, brush, brush. I mean, there's minimal brushing going on there. But, still pretty cute. It is Monday morning, I've just finished clients, and let's see how Teddy greets me. Hey, Teddy! Wow! Wow! I'm well, are you? Are you okay? Hello, Willow. You still look beautiful though, mate. With Katie having the day off and the weather being awful, we decided to take him to the aquarium and obviously swing by the barbecue shop. This is heaven. What you got? We come to see the fishies at the garden centre. You gonna wave at people? Say hello.
Hello.
We think Teddy's got a bit of slapped cheek because over the last couple of days he's had this red cheek. Hopefully he doesn't spike a fever, it's not a virus. Who knows? He seems alright though. With the aquarium done and Teddy down for a nap, it was time to do one last little project at the Bridge Bar and Grill. Time to show you this. This is a bit of live edge oak. Yeah, this is going to be my little fold-away table, which will all make sense. Look at that. There we have it. She's a beaut. So I'm probably going to give it a quick sand and then oil it and then get it up. Love it. So that is going to go here as like a fold-up table. Don't have anywhere to put anything when I'm cooking. So yeah, time to get the bracket and screw it on. And fingers crossed, it looks bloody amazing. Here we go, moment of truth. She fits like a dream. Is she level though? She's a beaut. Now screw it in from underneath and job done. But it is time to oil this and leave it to dry. Looking forward to seeing what it looks like and comes up like after a bit of Danish oil. There we have it. Absolutely awesome. think whilst I've got the Danish oil out, it's time to put a coat of oil over all of this bit of wood to protect that and bring out the grains in this bit of wood. Little table all oiled and all the wood there. It's obviously made it a lot darker, but it's still obviously very wet. So I'm sure it'll bring out lots of new different grains, like looking good. But as I was talking about my jars later, I've got similar wood to this being sent to me. I'm going to have 2 shelves there and potentially 2 shelves there, and all my jars are going to stack there with the smoking wood section, and then I've just got to come up with an idea what to go there. Maybe some other like barbecue accessories and stuff like that, but yeah, I'm really happy with it and starting to look amazing. I am just on the way back from the tip, having just finished off that one little project. And the reason why we're doing this, myself and Katie have been rushing around like blue ass flies for the last week or so, is because with these up and coming tests, we know what the odds of Teddy relapsing are, and they're pretty high with what the information we know. So we want to leave the house clean, and Kate has been on an absolute cleaning mission, and it's important to us that we leave the house potentially like squeaky clean and no rubbish everywhere that's going to sit and mold or whatever else. So I've just had a load of rubbish and stuff that's been down the side of our house for a while, and I have just taken that down the tips. That's another job done. I've got a load of stuff that needs to go over to the caravan that is sitting in our kitchen, and that's in the way of Kate doing the final clean of the kitchen. So yeah, so potentially off to the caravan to drop some stuff over there, and we're finally getting there. I walked in from the tip to Katie on the phone to our new consultant discussing our up and coming tests, but more importantly the test results we'd already received about what they found in Teddy's spinal fluid.
When we looked into the bone marrow, basically we do many different tests, right? So we do the morphology, which basically means we get a little aspirate and we spread the blood in a film, and we look on the microscope. Yeah. And those morphology, that's when we saw some changes there. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then we need to confirm if those changes they are real or not. And the way we do it with a more precise, as you know, test, which is the flow and molecular marking, right? Mm-hmm. He doesn't test the molecular marker, so in his case, it's mainly the flow MRT, right?
Yes, yeah.
So the flow MRT did not confirm any disease relapse.
Yeah.
Okay, and it is normal when we look on the microscope. Sometimes we think some cells are blood, but sometimes they are not necessarily leukemia cells. They are just regenerative cells that are in the marrow. This is why we always need to confirm with the flow MRT.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was negative. So I have no doubts about that. The reason why we are doing this now is mainly repeating the bone marrow. It's mainly because we had the concerns about the spatial symmetry. Okay? Yeah. And because there was this, it was maybe someone saw some blast in the film, etc. So we want to be extremely sure there is no disease there. Okay. So we're going to look into the CSF and in the marrow again.
Okay, yeah.
It's difficult to tell. He can relapse, as you know, after transplant, and he can relapse anytime. It can be, sometimes children relapse up to 2-3 years after transplant. Sure. The period where it's more common for children to relapse, it is the first year. Yes. Yeah. After the first year, the risk remains there, but it drops in terms of percentages of happening. Yeah. So let's say he had 40% chances of relapsing on the first year. On the second year, that would be 20%, if that makes sense.
Yes, yeah.
So, and then after the third year, we tend to say if there's no relapse, then it's very likely that he's cured. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so this is what we are aiming to do. I think I'm not expecting really to see. I think we'll be very surprised if we see any disease, both in the marrow and in the CSF.
It was at this moment which confused us, as that is not what we'd heard from our old consultant, which is why I questioned it. I've come in halfway through the conversation. So you were referring back to his marrow. That was obviously negative. But when we spoke to, it was from the lumbar puncture in his CSF. That was where there was a concern, not his marrow. His marrow was obviously came back negative, whereas he was saying to us that it was the CSF from the spinal fluid. That was where they saw that red flag as such, hence why they're doing the check. So I just want to make sure that we're on the same page, that what you've just said refers to the spinal fluid as well as the marrow.
So I was talking about the marrow, actually. I was talking about the marrow.
So
we do the same process, exactly the same process in the CSF. So we look in the microscope as well, and then we look into the, after the microscope, we look into the immunophenotyping. So by flow, to double check if the cells that are there, they are normal or not. When we did the flow in the CSF, what they did see was normal lymphocytes. So there was no signs of disease, there were no blasts, no leukemia cells in there, just normal lymphocytes there. This was all that it was seen.
once again, this was not what we were told by our old consultant. She said to us that these numbers aren't gospel, but what she said was that in the sample that was taken, there was between 10 to 15 cells in the sample, 11 which were lymphocytes, mature lymphocytes, and 4 which looked like immature white blood cells, which is what the red flag was about. She was saying that it could just be something to do with the viruses. He obviously had coronavirus at the time, adeno and rhinovirus. But she also said that it could be old or new disease, which they need to check for. So this is where the confusion lies from myself, is the fact that I just want to understand what you're saying isn't kind of giving us false hope in terms of you get painted a very different picture. She was saying that for immature blasts or white blood cells, whatever you want to call them, she wants to find out what they were. So are you aware of this as well, or there seems to be some...
Yeah. No, I am. I mean, I've got the results in front of me on the computer. I will show you. That's okay, yeah?
Yeah.
He had it done on the 6th of February.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So on that lumbar puncture, we did the cytosine, which is, we look on the microscope, right? And we see some things there in the microscope. Then what we do, we do the immunophenotyping, which is basically the flow cytometry to see what are those cells that people can see in the microscope. Are they leukemia cells or are they normal cells? So this is a very accurate way to check the cells, okay? And this is what they did on the 7th, because the report on the 7th of February. And what it says there, it is this. I'll read out exactly how it is in the report, okay?
Yeah.
So there is no detectable acute myeloid leukemia associated in this CSF sample by flow.
Yeah.
Okay? There is very few white blood cell events detected here who are phenotypically consistent with mature T and B cells. What mature T and B cells mean, it is the lymphocytes, which is part of the immune system, which we usually fight against viral infections. And they are mature, which means they are normal. They are normal B, they are normal T.
Okay.
There is no evidence of disease at all.
I mean, I'd like you to just cross-reference with purely because since the 6th of February, we've had our head completely wrapped around the fact that he's going to relapse, because we were made to understand his bone marrow aspiration was clear, his lumbar puncture showed a red flag because the fact that there was some immature white blood cells in there, and that could either mean a virus, old disease or new disease. And therefore, we need to be doing the repeat lumbar puncture and bone marrow aspiration to make sure that this wasn't the case. And obviously, the MRI was done for the asymmetry of his face, which is obviously all clear. So I just want to be super, super transparent and black and white that what you're saying is 100%.
Which is just what it also says.
I know, I understand that. He said something completely different. From what he said, it was very much like relapse is a massive possible option since what they found from his lumbar puncture. Because obviously after having this conversation with you, it seems a lot more positive than what we heard but nothing's changed in between. So we just need to be very clear that obviously we know the risk of relapse is there, but if the report in front of you says what you've just read out, then that's not what you said.
No, I think I'm more than happy to ask Liz exactly, how she phrased this. But I think we are talking about the same thing. So there's multiple different events here. So the first event was, as I say, the first result we always get, it is the morphology result. It's the one that people look on the microscope, okay? And that result at that time, on the 6th of February, showed that there was about 10 to 15 suspicious cells, okay? What they were, it's difficult to tell. They look like suspicious cells for leukemia, but they say in the report of the cytopsin, await immunophenotyping, which means await the flow cytometry. This is all on the 6th. Then on the 2nd, we get the results of the flow cytometry that says there's no leukemia, there's T and B cells, B lymphocytes there, which are normal cells, and they are seen there in the CSF, okay? But then we had other things since then, I would say. One, it's been that we've been reassured by the MRI. There was no evidence of disease infiltrate, either in the nerve or in the, sometimes we can see contrast enhancement in the CSF if there is leukemia deposits there, and we've not seen anything at all in the MRI. So that is more reassuring. To me, that tells me that it's very likely that what the flow said, which was no disease, it is the most likely case. Yes? So that's that.
Because it sounds like you are very much on the same page, but I think the confusion has come because we obviously found out some information whenever we came out, I don't know the date, but you guys have obviously had further bits of information that we don't know about. When we had the conversation with that was the last piece of information that we had, so that's all we've got to go off. But if you guys behind the scene have received further, more in detailed results that kind of suggest that there isn't any sign of disease as of yet, then that's information that is new to us and we didn't know. So I think that's where the confusion's lied. Super. Thanks for your time as well.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Take care now. Bye. What the hell? That was a hell of a lot to process.
In terms of the chest, she was calling to say the team have had a really good look at it and they don't believe a bronchoscopy will get what they need to actually see what it is. So
and
they
bronchoscopy is when they take the sample from the lung.
They put a camera down and aspirate. What she said they actually think they need to do is a proper biopsy, which the surgeon will have to have a look at and do. Basically, no bronchoscopy at the moment because they don't believe it actually get them the answers.
They need to actually
take
a slice.
Yeah, basically.
There you have it. That literally epitomises what it's like to live with a child post-bone marrow transplant. It is just ridiculous. Apologies how long that was, but it kind of gives you an understanding of what sort of... I just bit my tongue. Ow. What sort of kind of information we have to process and how two different consultants can sugarcoat or describe things differently, which affects our life. Don't get me wrong, the risk of relapse is still extremely high. But for the last 2 weeks, we have been, excuse my French, shitting our pants every day, knowing that when we have these tests, the chances are it's relapse. And I know the risks are high and we're still keeping that in our mind because that's where it's at. But it's just madness. But anyway, I'm off to the caravan to drop this stuff off. Another thing ticked off our list. This is what it does. We've had our barriers so high, and I'm not saying the barriers are dropping because they are absolutely not, but my God, just a bit of transparency, I guess, again. It's literally been bulletproof for the last 2 weeks as we just went into fight mode again, and we are still in fight mode, and I don't want to stop it because we've still got to get that good result, but it's just this roller coaster is so ongoing and it never ends. It just never ends, man. You constantly just prepare yourself that it's not going to be okay with the results that you've been given. It's just constant. If it's not one thing, it's the other. Man, maybe he will be alright. Maybe he's not going to relapse. Jeez. So, out of all the vehicles that could be parked outside our house, look at that. The Great Ormond Street logo staring us in the face every day. That just about ends this video. Thank you so much for watching as always. Make sure you come back next week when our fate is decided, when we have to go and have these tests done on Wednesday. He has a bone marrow aspiration and a lumbar puncture to find out whether Teddy's relapsed. So stay with us, guys, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and remember, guys, live for today, as tomorrow is never promised. Ciao for now.